are back. The last time we left off, we crushed the bug-type Pokemon gym, absolutely shredding it. And midway through, I realized my future team was dog poop, and I made some changes. Literally while doing the recording. So, spoilers, today we should be getting 2 Pokemon. And unfortunately, in this episode, Nova's gonna go bye-bye. It's an L, so everybody say bye to Nova, because unfortunately, we will have 4 teammates by then, and really, it's not gonna be worth at all. Kinda an L, but it did help us out in some tough situations, but now we're gonna get some 2 new teammates to help rectify that. Firstly, we have to fight against Bianca from last episode. If we remember, she called on the X-Transceiver. But before that, new and improved version of me. I'm gonna go upgrade this time. Let's start the Pokemon battle again. So basically, we're having a Pokemon battle inside. Oh, okay, this is just spelling trouble. And, okay, she has 4 Pokemon. This is going to be a little interesting of a fight. Good thing we had oh, wait, I just realized Bacon Bits is so over-leveled compared to the others. Whoops. Ah, whatever. Well, to be honest, I mean, I'll keep using... yeah, I think I'll keep using it because really we're gonna be getting them like late in the episode, I'm gonna say. They're gonna be 2 Pokemon and I'm gonna have to backtrack and I'm gonna so love that. So love that? Can I even speak? Munna. Okay, we've seen a Munna before. Well, we haven't seen it, but we've seen it in a lot of cutscenes. I think we actually saw it a couple times during trainer battles, but we usually saw it most during cutscenes. None. Underminers, Dig. So how about we just use Dig to show them that we mean business. And now... okay, come on. Let's use Dig again. There we go. Da-ba-da, na-na-na. And I grew drowsy. Classic. I mean, I'll still use Mega Claw to knock him. Nuts. Man. Dang. Come on. Of course, it's using Moonlight to recover all of its HP. Because Moonlight is an HP recovering move. So, you know, I'm going to stack up with some Hone Claws. I'll do that, actually, to make myself just a tiny bit stronger. And I'm already asleep, so it can't even confuse me. I literally said that, and then I totally forgot that that actually does work. Of course. This is classic. I'm going to try one more Hone Claws if it doesn't work. If I don't get yawns, I'm gonna go for a Dig, and it will equate into 1-hit KO. Unless she does a critical hit confusion. Well, I mean, if it was one of those, that would have never worked, so... looks like I'm popping off a lemonade. Stop spamming Psybeam! Ah! Come on. Dig, dog, dig. Aha! I dig, dog, dig. Aha! snapped out of its confusion. Used Dig, actually, for once. And one-hit KO'd the Moon. Yeah, unfortunately, Underminer can't do nothing against Servine, which I'm going to say in a second is the evolution of Snivy. This is the middle-of-the-road evolution. It is supposed to be a fast grass type with a couple of boosting moves and a couple of status things and here and there, but really isn't that good. The only reason why you use the grass type out of Pignite or Samurott is because of its hidden ability, which in this game, hidden abilities are a lot more common. I mean, I think we'll be able to see some hidden abilities. I think there's actually Pokemon with hidden abilities that we can get without trading, which, I mean, that'll be pretty nice, but I don't think we'll be seeing any ends. Alright, go Underminer. And by the way, at least for this episode might end off a little weird, because there's going to be, not like a dungeon, but there's going to be an area that we're going to have to explore, and I also have to get these two Pokemon and level them up to the current levels of the rest of the team. So, we might end it off at, like, a middle of a place that I have no idea where. Never your strong trainer like you were, and yeah. Met a lot of people and I've been thinking what I want to do with life. When you look at it that way, Pokemon have given me a lot of new experiences. My Pokemon Stone was just really hard and I felt really unsure. Still, I gotta say I'm really glad I went. I learned so much on this journey and I've learned what being with Pokemon is really, really important. Okay, well I hope I see you again soon. Bye, KJ. She didn't even heal us up. Wow. I'm literally not going all the way back, just heal only a little bit. No way, so. We go. And here is welcome to the Sandstorm route, and there's Cheren. So it looks like we're already having a get-together, but before we do that, yep, and this is where you get Sandile if that wasn't apparent. And Sandstorm. So Underminer with the Sand Force ability will get a 30% power increase in the sand, and Nova will get a 30% speed increase in sand. So this is basically where they're going to be the most powerful. And new Pokemon. Scraggy! I mean, is it? I don't know if it's new. Well, anyway, I haven't explained it. I know that. Scraggy is a fighting type. I think it actually is a darkened fighting type in this form, but it definitely is in the next form. It is actually, it has, it's one of the only other Pokemon, there's only 3, I believe, in this game that actually has access to Intimidate, which was Herdier, which unfortunately we didn't get it, Scraggy, and Crocodile, or not Crocodile, why did I say Crocodile? I meant Sandile. So those are the 3 Pokemon that do have access to it. Other than that, there really are no other Pokemon, at least in Unova, that have access to Intimidate. Also, Sandile and Scraggy have access to Moxie, which is one of the better abilities in this whole entire game, where every single time you get a kill, it raises their attack by 1. You will be hearing this a lot, but in this game, they have very high evolution levels. Like, that thing doesn't get evolved until, like, level 37, I believe. But because of, you want to be using Moxie with that, because if you do that, then it will actually be able to keep up with the constant attack boost if it's like a multi-battle. If it's a singular battle, like with one Pokemon, yeah, mediocre. I mean, if I didn't choose If I didn't choose Bacon Beds or Underminer, these two guys would have definitely been real candidates for the team. Like, if I did Oshawott or something like that, yes, they would have 100% been candidates for the team. But unfortunately, because of... I mean, not really unfortunately, but because of me not choosing them, yeah, they don't really have spots on this loadout of this team. You've been caught by a powerful hook, which is me. I'll have a battle with you using my freshly caught Pokemon. Fisherman Hubert sends out Basculin. Underminer. So why I'm actually using Underminer instead of, like, I don't know, using Nova, because you would think that, yeah, we would probably not be weak against Basculin because Basculin is water. I'm using Underminer because of that Sand Force ability, which does a 30% increase in power, which in turn would do more than a one-hit KO against them and actually get XP that I would need, because Nova, we really aren't using that much longer. I'm only going to be using it if need be. Like, if terribly need be. But I don't think there'll be, like, a real point where I'll be needing to use it. I'll just be, like, a backup, just, like, Pansage for temporarily. Critical hit, didn't even matter. Underminer's level 24. Now we go back over to here because this is kind of like the Pokemon Center here. It's a little unfortunate though. It's just because halfway through I realized the team that I was using, there was actually 3 Pokemon that were going to be weak to water. So I actually had to replace Herdier with something to shore up that coverage, and I replaced one of the Pokemon that were weak to water with something else, and in turn I replaced another thing that shored up that weakness with some... It's basically... I had to replace a lot of things. A lot of things. Fortunately. 3 teammates I had to replace. The only... Actually... From the start of this series, the only guys that I have chosen that have stayed and not changed or anything like that have been Underminer and Bacon Bits. Other than that, every single other Pokemon has been changed out. Which I can't believe I've said that. They've all been changed out for other choices to help shore up some weaknesses that are overlapping. Basculin again. Now we dig dog dig. And he hits himself, and Aqua Jet misses, but we still use dig, and that will result into a one-hit KO, and get Underminer to level 25. And another Basculin. How many more Basculins you got, guy? Like, oh. You got 4. Ouch. Aqua Jet. And I also had that Eviolite, if you remember from last episode, we actually acquired that. And I'm using it on Underminer for now. I'm not going to use it forever, because it won't be for much longer. And, it's coming in really handy, allowing Underminer, because anyway, I don't know if I explained it thoroughly, but last episode, the Eviolite was that, dang it. Pokemon that have not yet evolved. So, like, for instance, Underminer still needs to evolve. For Pokemon that have not evolved yet, they get a 50% increase to both their physical defense and their special defense, which is a really good item for early game, like where you don't have all these evolutions to use and whatnot. So it's a really, 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 really good thing to use, at least. Resting up. And now you get caught in some more salmon. And here's another new Pokemon. This would have basically been the fire type that I would have never always wanted, because this thing, woo, it's a Darumaka, where basically it will have 2 abilities to choose from. And those abilities are some of the, well, one of them is a hidden ability, which we'll get later. And another is just like gorgeousness, if that's the best way that I can explain it. It's just so strong and I love it. So basically Darumaka is one of the fire types. Basically, Darumaka versus Pansear. Darumaka beats Pansear 10 ways to 1. If you want a fire type and if you did not get Tepig, Darumaka is it. And that is one of your only other choices that you can get, except if you want one of the legendaries. Which that's like spoiler territory, so I'm not going to it yet. That thing, it's not a thing, it's a destruction machine made of death, and it has, I'm gonna say, out of every fire type Pokemon, it has, out of the top 5 highest attacking fire type Pokemon, it is definitely top 5, up there with legendaries like Entei and stuff like that, where its attack stat is just nuclear. And it actually has coverage to shore that up, and it's not one of the Pokemon that are like, I can't do anything because I don't have coverage for crap. No, that thing gets coverage. It has moves, and it knows how to use those moves. It is so often underlooked, but when it isn't, it will always, and I mean always, impress its trainer. Like, these Pokemon here are some of the best Pokemon that you could ever get, and they did them all in such a clumped up area that it was just so good. If I never chose Bacon Bits, Darumaka would definitely been the guy. If I didn't choose Underminer, I would have definitely either chose Sandile. Scraggy is kind of unfortunate because Scraggy and Sandile are both dark types. So if I kept Underminer, I would have used Scraggy and then just kept Darumaka. Probably that's what I would have done. But they are some of the best Pokemon in this game. And how stupidly broken they are. And you're thinking, oh, you must be over-exaggerating. No, these things have solidified usages everywhere. Like in the new game, Sword and Shield, the Galarian form of Darumaka has been busting open the game in half with its ability. If the regular Darumaka had it, one of the strongest things in the game. I would literally say it would probably be the strongest non-legendary fire type if it had that ability that Galarian Darumaka had. Would literally crush everything, and the ability is called Guerrilla Tactics, where it gets a attack boost. It's like an attack boost, but can only choose one move. Basically, if it uses just like its stab, which is its own type selective move, so basically it's like Underminer just only using dig, it would rip everything apart to the core. And it would have no recourse for all the damage that it would take. It would just shred. Even now, it's amazing now. The regular form is still amazing. It's just the Galarian form is just better just because of that ability. And if they gave the regular one this ability in this game, it would be the strongest Pokemon in Unova. Hands down. Hands down would be one of the strongest Pokemon in this game. Might even surpass the legendaries of this game. It's just that broken. Anyway. Come on, dig, 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 dog, dog. Dig, dog, 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 dig, dig. Focus energy. Wait, why didn't it hit it? Oh. What happened? I think I missed because of something stupid. Wasn't even looking. Storing energy. Well, guess what? You're not storing energy for much longer. Yeah, and you avoid the attack again. Are you kidding me? Stop avoiding the attack, you butt. Thank you. That took long enough. Worker Gus is out. I think there might be like a hidden item over here, but eh. Just healing it up quick because I need to attack this guy. Mucho macho worker. Mucho macho. It's a mucho macho man. Look out, everybody. It's a mucho macho man. And of course another timber, so I'm gonna have to waste 15 digs because apparently you can avoid everything. I love it though that this Underminer is really showing off how good it works in the sand with all of this immeasurable power. By the way, its evolution, it doesn't even mean ability it's strong. I mean, Sand Force is cool, but really, I'm not going to be using that ability, but it's still going to be amazing even without it. Even in the games, it's amazing without its ability. Fortunately, we have to go through the grass now because I do want to heal up now because our digs are like now at 3 power point, so it really isn't going to be good going on to a whole nother new location. Not new location, but like a whole entire different location without having any power points to spare. I literally walked one step to the right, automatically found another encounter. Nice, man. Go back in here. You heal up. Dappa, dappa. Okay, so now we go up here. And we don't get into an encounter! Come on! The Pokedex entry for Darumaka, though, the last thing I'm going to say about it is very weird. And I'm not going to catch it to show it, but I'm just going to say it includes poop. I'm not joking, it actually includes poop. So, yeah, that's a little bit of an L on Darumaka's reputation. And it's for TM. You know, wait, let's see before actually. Aha! You have some excess repels that we got from all the pickups. Leads us perfectly to here. Hey KJ, I've been waiting for you to get the insect badge. Now it's time to see which one of us is the stronger. Yep. As I said, swarmed. I feel like that end character is the actual rival because these guys are cool and all, but they just swarm you so much. You just fight them every single second and it gets very repetitive. Air cutter and dove. Ouch. Okay, cool. You're using your brain, so use your brain and predict your loss. Thank you. Use the brain, predict the loss. That's what I always say. Actually, I've never said that before. But we are learning a new move, Slash. So Slash is a 70 power move that has a high critical hit rate. So basically, with the scope lens, that would be a very high chance of getting a critical hit. On the other hand, this thing is going to be strong. So I gotta think, what should I use? I'm gonna actually use Bacon Bits. Because you're gonna ask, why using Bacon Bits? Why don't you just keep using that thing? Well, Bacon Bits needs some Limelight. 1, 2, it has Grass Knot for super effective coverage. Okay, 3-hit KO. And it used Water Spore for an utterly waste of a move. Because that weakens fire type move power. And yeah, right now I'm using Grass Knot. Hey, used a berry and actually got himself out of range of using a other thing. I think with a little bit more of a sand coverage, oh, not sand coverage, but like a little bit more sand chip damage, along with another Grass Knot, I think he'll be out. Yep. Thank you, sand chip damage. Ouch. Panseer. Alright. I guess we'll just do a couple rock smashes against him. Yawn. Why'd you yawn me? I'm still taking you out. Ouch. No. Liepard. I'm actually staying in. Liepard is the actual... This is one of the final evolutions. We have, Liepard, the evolution of Purloin. So Liepard is a fast attacker, decent mixed attacking stats. But a thing about it that's different is it has a lot of status moves. And its hidden ability is Prankster, which means all status moves get a priority like Quick Attack. So it has like priority as of Quick Attack. So it's more of a status inducer using its devious move pool to annoy the enemy greatly, more or less. Yeah. Ooh. That hurt. If I could bring out the Pokemon, yeah. Just pull this and win this off. Rock Smash. Nope, you're not winning. Bacon Bits, level 26. Impressive, but why can't I win? Because I'm better. Get over it. It's not clear to me. The reason why you're so tough is the trust between you and your Pokemon, but that should be a problem. I could get more out of Duat and the other Pokemon too. X Transceiver is ringing. Ah, classic. Hello there, Acacia. Do you have a second Professor Juniper? Do you need something? I'll call Bianca too, but I guess she didn't hear the call. I wonder what she's caught up in. Well, I suppose I'll just have to call her up again later. Okay, I'll be waiting for the front of you two in the gate of Nimbasa City. Hello? Nimbasa's gate is straight down Route 4. Wow. Oh, that was... I guess maybe Bianca's already there? Possibly. I mean, by the time that I was all over there and, by the time that I was over there exploring all the route and whatnot, probably she might have been over there. Found another route. Tourist destination. We have a lot more trainers, and you're thinking I'm meaning an understatement. Oh, no, I mean a lot. So much, in fact, that I'm gonna be so happy that this area is over. But we are getting 2 Pokemon, so you know what? Take it or leave it. And Darmaka, the first time we're fighting off against a legitimate one. Dig. Bye. Facade, I avoided the attack. Aha! Got some more monies. Found an ether. Now we fight this chick. My travel partner is a Pokemon that a popular guidebook recommended. So basically, you got a Pokemon that was recommended to you. That's one of the weirdest recommended Pokemon, that's for certain. Let's use that new Slash we got. That probably should equate into a one-hit KO. Unless it's faster than me. But I think it's because of its prankster ability. Aw, man. Ouch. Its attack stats are pitiful as Cottony, so I wasn't really worrying about that. 227 experience. Yep. 456. Follow the path towards freedom. Where did you come from? Me? Well, if you can win, I'll tell you. That'll be not a problem. Petalil. Once again, using Slash. Dang it, Sleep Powder. Come on, wake up, Underminer. Wake up. Wake up. So Synthesis is an HP recovery move, but it actually depends on what weather it is. So like Sandstorm, it actually is half the effectiveness that it usually is outside of it. So it's not really good to use in a sand environment. Thank you. Critical hit. Let's use a Potion. Good enough. Now we got this Pokeball, we get a Super Potion. did not even mean to press that. The fun of traveling around the world is having serious battles with a lot of Pokemon I meet. This actually is going to get me into a topic that I probably will just explain a little bit more in depth. I really wish that they actually came out with a Pokemon MMO. Massive multiplayer online. Okay, so basically, for these games, you explore a region, then you're done. I wish there was a game, and this could totally be transferred into an MMO experience. I wish there was a game that could be played. I know that there's probably ROM hacks and stuff like that. I know that there's like games like Pokemon Planet that exist out there that have that sense. I actually played that a lot when I was younger. But I wish Nintendo made a game that could have been like, hey, I am use every single generation, get a new Pokemon, or like do something and allows you to do every single generation. Might have to increase the level cap a little bit. Might have to do something like that, but just to fight that and just to do that, that would actually be amazing. I would play that game non-stop. Because, like, it would just be so good because you really don't have a game like that that shows you every single generation. The closest thing we have to that is the Johto games, where post-game you can do, you could go to Kanto and complete all the gyms there. But kinda, it's a little bit underwhelming just because it really wasn't meant to be like a whole entire other game on top of that. Like a whole entire another game along with the original Johto journey. I wish though that they did do that, because that would be amazing if they could just combine all their generations, because they have 8 of them now. It would be a smash hit. It would be everywhere, and I would play it on this channel. I would play in a heartbeat. Excuse me. It would be very well worth. And I just wish that they did that and try to explore that concept. And even if they didn't do an MMO, I'm not even caring about that. But just to have all these generations of games, like, and to make their stories fresh for each one of them. So, like, think about it like this. You go through the game originally as a trainer, but you have access to new Pokemon and new evolutions that you didn't get from beforehand. Like for all the Gen 4 evolutions in Kanto, and for all the Gen 4 evolutions in Johto, and like Sylveon and stuff like that. But every single time you get a new protagonist, and after you complete the generation, you could go back with your former protagonist and do certain quests that you couldn't do as... So for instance, if you did a Johto game with a protagonist, you complete the game, you would have access to the Kanto protagonist because you completed the Kanto. Because it would go in order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there would be certain things that would be exclusive to each generation. Like, for instance, Gen 1, maybe there... For Generation 1 in Kanto, there would be specific quests for maybe the Gen 3 protagonist, the Gen 4, so on and so forth. And it would be a game that would be amazing and would actually... Everybody would like it. I wouldn't know anybody that would be like, nah, I don't want to do that. Because it's a concept that really hasn't been introduced to it, because it's just it's the plain bread and butter. You have to go through the generation. You have to go through a certain gym badge. Not Gen 7, I'm not counting that, because the island trials, whatever, I count those as gym battles. Just the old plain bread and butter gyms, and to go through it, go through the generation fully to go to the Elite Four. I do expect that, but just to also at the same time do a little bit more expanse onto that. I feel like personally that would be a game that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company Game Freak could expand upon to actually make something extremely profitable. Like, for instance, right now in the anime, this is kind of going along with it. Like, if any of you people watch the anime, Ash is like the protagonist of it, and now in this new series, he's going all over the generations. Like, he was in Johto, he was in all these places, and he's gotten Pokemon from each different generation. Like, he's gotten a Dragonite, he's gotten a Gengar, he's gotten a Riolu, got a Galarian Farfetch'd. But he's gone all over, and that's what I'm thinking that would be a perfect representation of that, is if they mixed all the generations together and smack it into one game. That would be one of the best Pokemon games out in the market. That would be so fantastically great. And just to keep going along with it, maybe after post-game, you would have access to... Maybe after you complete all the original generations, maybe you could go to other regions that are not in the main games. Like, maybe you can go to possibly... you could go to Ore, which is where the Colosseum and Shadow of Darkness games, the sub-genre games, are located. Maybe you can go to... Maybe you could go to, like, a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game where your Pokemon that you've chosen can lead a mystery dungeon or something like that. And just to get all these aspects of Pokemon games that they made and smack it into one, that would be one of the better games out there, and would probably be the best Pokemon game on the market if Nintendo did it right. Because it's cool that we're getting Sword and Shield expansions. It's cool that we got, whatever the heck, Urshifu, the Fist, Unseen Fist thing. I don't even know. I don't keep on track with that, but Sword and Shield was kinda, at least in my eyes, a flop. Because you had to use a DLC to get extra content, and it just felt like the regular game without DLC was just stupid quick. And it was just too quick for my liking. I mean, people could argue that, yeah, the wild area, the wild zone, whatever is nice, and the Gigamax or the Dynamax Pokemon are really cool. Yes, they are. But that couldn't, I feel like, at least in my eyes, it didn't save the game for me. And they could have done so much more with it, but yet they still took it out. And here we are. By the way, this is Dig. We're not going to be using it, but yeah. Oh my god. So he's still 26, jeez. Only 55 more experience, so. And I mean, not even like the Super Mystery Dungeon, but maybe like combo the games together. Like possibly, do a game where the Mystery Dungeon overlaps. So like basically you could do the original Mystery Dungeon and then do a new one. Like, they have to do a game that's long for like the player that wants to play this game a lot. And the closest thing that you could get to that is Soul Silver. By the way, this is Desert Resort, and we need to talk to this guy and fight him. And it just... There's so many things that Pokemon could do, or Game Freak can do to increase the... to make the games better. And I feel like they can do... What the... I feel like they can easily do it. But they said before that they just want to stay on their bread and butter. But like people, if right now it's been circulating over the internet, and it always has, like, that maybe there'll be an MMORPG which is like a massive multiplayer online RPG role-playing game where you can play with other people. And I would love that too. Like, for right now, or at least the regular games, like, you could do Gigamax Bowser and Sword and Shields to fight Dynamax Pokemon. But that's really it. There's nothing for you to do with a player. Like, you can't, there's no second player functionality, which, I mean, you couldn't do it on the home, like the handheld consoles. I do understand that. Let's Go Eevee Pikachu did actually have a second player functionality where you could always do double bounce, which that was perfectly fine in that game alone. By the way, we also got healed. And, but if they did it for like the game where you could be, no, god dang it. You could be playing with a friend and you could do activities with them. They could join in your server. You could maybe like take a private server for you and you could go through your own Pokemon venture together and do things together and sort of explore the games together, if that makes sense. There's so many things that Nintendo could do with the Switch and with their access to this it's voice crack. With access to this new console, that they could do so many unorthodox but so many excellent things with the Switch and with Pokemon, and I hope that they do it. I mean, everybody's clamoring for a Gen 4 remake, along with me. I will die for a Gen 4 remake. Pokemon Platinum was the first game that I ever had, and I loved that game to dang death. By the way, this is Sigilyph. And our new team member. I did not expect it to come this early. You're asking, okay, so basically we were just talking about a Pokemon game, and now we're fighting a new team member. Yep, you're right. Let's try an Ultra Ball. It has to have two things to meet a criteria. One, it is a special attacker, and two, its ability is one of the reasons why you use this thing. I can actually look and see. Is it going to get... Yep. Okay, so it does not have the ability that I require. So we're actually not going to add it just yet. I will actually be back once I find a one with an ability that we can use. Okay, so this is what I wanted. This is what the ability requires. And you're asking yourself, KJ, what is this ability that you're so-called speaking? See the sandstorm? Remember the guy in the corner said only rock, ground, and steel types can only get hit by these guys. Or cannot be hit by sandstorm. Except Sand Rush from Nova. Point being, this thing didn't get hit by a sandstorm. Dang it. And with that, if we can actually get inside this Pokeball. Aha. And with that, we have an ability in Avatinoid. You're asking yourself, what am I naming it? Well, dang it, doesn't have enough space. Alright, let me see. So I decided, after looking at some stuff, Atlantis. And, of course, it was transferred. I'm gonna do my best to avoid these trainers, and you're gonna see why. Because we're actually gonna be fighting them next episode. And I just want to get the new Pokemon along with it. And you're asking yourself, what the heck is this? Gonna try to avoid all these trainers and and encounters in here too. With the Sandile. I mean, I'm still gonna put the Sigilyph up, even though it's not officially in my party yet. I'll probably Nova's just got smudged out now. Probably. Here we go. Okay, Sandile, nice. Oh my god. I'm just gonna use Repel. Hating myself for it, but I am. If you're thinking why I'm silent, yep. So you're asking yourself, what's the difference between these two? I will show that to you in a second. And you're asking yourself, it's a fossil. Which one are you choosing? Discover fossil. And now, I need to do some backtracking. So, I'll be back. We are back in Nacrene City. So, you're asking, hey, why in the heck are you back in here? I did make a save before this. You have a fossil, don't you? Shall I turn it back into a Pokemon? The fossil you gave turned me back into a Pokemon. This is Tirtouga. Please take good care of it. Receives a Tirtouga. So you're asking, what am I gonna name it? I think the turtle's name is Crash from Finding Nemo. If not, I'm naming this thing Crash because it looks cool as a Crash. Why is everything on my team females? Yeah, yeah, ooh. Yeah, it doesn't have the ability either. Alright, I'm gonna be back with that. And by the way, the Atlantis has the worst nature possible, so I also have to find another Atlantis. I'll be back once these two are fixed. And by the way, I I'm just going back to the place so that I can get a new Atlantis. By the way, this is going to be our other team member. I totally forgot to say that before. I just realized that. Yes, this is going to be our new teammate. So, I will put it on the side. I'll, like, splotch it up before. But I'm just going to let you guys know that just from, like, my voice, because I didn't really say it. Yes, this is going to be our 4th team member. Actually, yeah, 4th team member. So, let me go try to find another Sigilyph, and I'll be back. I forgot to also say before that this is a new Pokemon Maractus. This would basically be a grass type if you did not have Snivy. Though it is definitely not the best grass type choice, and there are far more options, or far better options to outclass it. It has good mixed attacking stats, its defense is beans, its speed is crap. I mean, it's not the best one, but it's good early game. And I mean, it can work late game, but it won't show the same results as other more powerful Pokemon show. I'll be back. Dun, da, da. This is just what I caught. And this is going to be the team getup. So I'm going to level everybody to level 27 off camera, just so that everybody can be at Underminer's level, so we could just continue on. So let me do that, but actually I'm going to end it first. And I mean, I'll end it. Dang it! Ah, stupid darn Maka. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yep. Alright. I'm actually gonna edit this guy who can heal me. Close enough to a Pokemon Center. So, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, do what all you guys do to make this channel the most popular it could possibly be on YouTube. We got 2 members today, so now we don't have to look at the old ugly trio again. I mean, we would have gotten 5, but 4 is still good. So, I hope you guys do all what you do, and I'll talk to you guys later.